All right, these had harsh words for one another for months, and now they are going to be sitting down face to face in the Oval Office.
President Trump is meeting today with Mamdani, the
It's an old
incoming
video,
Democratic
but we're gonna play it
Socialist
anyway.
mayor of New York City. Our Douglas Zader has a preview from Washington this morning.
It doesn't sound like the White House is exactly rolling out a red carpet today.
It speaks volumes that tomorrow we have a communist coming to the White House.
That is part of the welcome for Zohran Mamdani, the soon-to-be mayor of New York City, who will sit down with the president today in the Oval Office. As a Democratic socialist, he's ideologically miles away from the president, who he taunted back on election night.
I have 4 words for you. Turn the volume up.
The president, too, made his distaste clear, repeatedly calling Mamdani a communist.
I think he should be very nice to me. You know, I'm the one that sort of has to approve a lot of things coming to him, so
Right.
he's off to a bad start.
This is an opportunity to
true.
make the case for New Yorkers.
Just yesterday, Mamdani explained why he was meeting with Trump, and he tried to find some common thread among their supporters.
This meeting is between 2 very different candidates who they voted for the same reason.
Right.
They wanted a leader who would take on the cost of living crisis that makes it impossible for working people to afford living in this city.
And from the president, perhaps an olive branch.
We want to see everything work out well for New York.
I believe so.
Douglas Zader joins us now live from Washington. This morning, there's been a lot of back and forth between these two. What can we expect as far as the tone of this meeting between these two today, Doug?
Good morning. Well, this is the first time that the two of them are going to meet. We don't know exactly what kind of access we're going to get to this meeting. I mean, generally, there's what they refer to as a spray, where the cameras come in briefly and they say a couple of things, and the cameras leave, and then something happens behind closed doors. So we'll see. It's going to be probably more interesting to see what they say on the way out of this meeting, to see if there's any common ground at all. It may be a cordial meeting where they just kind of walk away agreeing to disagree on a whole host of subjects.
I mean, I suppose we could take a little bit of enthusiasm of the fact that they are sitting down face to face after basically publicly sparring so intensely for months.
And this video might be a little bit old for the people that are updated on like politics or Donald Trump, Mamdani, new mayor-elect of New York City. They had a head bumping, you know what I'm saying? He basically calling out Trump, you know what I mean, even though he's just a mayor of a big city. It's kind of like Mayor Johnson, mayor of a big city of Chicago, and he's just basically just calling out Trump. But the difference between Johnson, well, Johnson's the same way. He has no experience when it comes to politically, but at the same time, Mamdani has no experience whatsoever in life, almost. You know what I'm saying? Like no job prior to working for his mother when he was younger. So it's a little different. So he's kind of fresh to it. And then not only that, Eric Adams, his former basically whole secretary, his whole team, Mamdani is now working with them with the all women team. I think I'm updated on that for sure. But when he met in the White House, it's a little different because at the end of the day, what people don't understand is that Donald Trump is actually a great negotiator. And not only that, like the reason why they need to work together is because one is the feds and one is a state local. And it's not even a state, really is a city. But at the end of the day, they must work together. It's like a requirement. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, he's like, he should kind of watch. Trump was kind of stating like maybe he should watch his tone due to the fact that I am your boss in a way. And the shit got to be approved of me. And it's best that we have a mutual, cordial relationship than bumping heads. So I think Mamdani came in there like, man, I'm in a high position in life where I don't know what's going on. I have no clue. I'm actually new to this. I'm super new to this. I've been guided. Mamdani said he contacted J.B. Pritzker, which is the governor of Illinois, to get some information on how to deal with Trump. But that was the wrong approach because J.B. Pritzker, billionaire J.B. Pritzker, brother or a family member, he has a different agenda. He doesn't like Trump whatsoever, and he's defiant of him. But he's been at least the governor for at least almost 8 years now. Mamdani, this is his first position, and it's a high up position. He probably never been to the White House. He's not a born citizen, you know what I mean? So he came here when he was very young, so he's an immigrant, but he is a citizen. So this is a very high position to be his first job. It's a high profile job. It's best that you actually work with Donald Trump. And I'm glad that actually, I'm going to play a little clip here. It seems like as if they did get along in the meeting. And, you know, and I like that they were talking because it seems like, okay, well, maybe they had a, you know, the front, you know, the political front where people are just like talking bad about each other. It's like part of the job. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, it's like you got to talk bad about each other. Like sometimes I feel like Donald Trump and Obama actually like each other, but then they got to talk shit about each other. You know what I'm saying? I just think that's part of like the business. You know what I'm saying? We work together. So let me play this clip a little bit.
New York City loves a future that is affordable, and I can tell you that there were more New Yorkers who voted for President Trump in New York City, and I keep my horizons.
I don't know why. I just like Donald Trump's smile. Like this is the most he's smiled ever.
He's focused on New York City. I really think he has a chance to do a great job. We're going to help him, but I really think he has a chance to do a great job. But I'll let you answer that. You consider yourself the leader of the Democrats. I think it's more appropriate for him.
I consider myself the next mayor of New York City, and I keep my horizons firmly on New York City, and I appreciate the meeting with the president, which focused again on the 5 boroughs and whether New Yorkers could afford to live there.
By the way, being the mayor of New York City is a big deal.
Right.
I always said, you know, one of the things I would have loved to be someday is the mayor of New York City. Being the mayor of New York, and especially now, because I think you're at really a turning point, one way or the other. You could go great, or it can go in a different direction. And I think you really have a chance to make it great.
Wow.
Look
at that. Pause right there. You see right there? That's business right there. You know, and I don't care if you hate Donald Trump or not, you got to respect that right there. You look, even if y'all not friends, it's business. It's a country you're running. We're not enemies for real. We have different opinions. You want this, I want this. Let's come to a middle ground, hopefully. You know what I mean? I'm be honest. Sometimes I think that the United States, we're really behind when it comes to this due to politics. We're so behind in technology growth and all this stuff due to politics. I can respect Trump to go in there, meet with Mamdani, and I respect both of them more. I actually didn't like Mamdani actually a lot. But until Mamdani came to the White House with Donald Trump's looking at him, smiling, doing all the what's not. We don't know really what they were talking about, but based on this conversation, it seems like they had a great conversation. That's a nice handshake right there, man. You know what I'm saying? And he's answering the questions. They smiling. They're cool. They chill. That's what it seems like. And that's the tension you want. You don't want tension starting off with a brand new mayor of New York City. You know what I'm saying? It just seems like this is what needed to happen.
Mr. Mamdani, does New York City love President Trump?
New York City loves a future that is affordable, and I can tell you that there were more New Yorkers who voted for President Trump in the most recent presidential election because of that focus on cost of living, and I'm looking forward to working together to deliver on that affordability agenda.
I got a lot of votes. One more. Go ahead. One or two more. Go ahead. I tell you, the press has eaten this thing up. You know, I've had a lot of meetings with the heads of major countries. Nobody cared. This meeting that you people have gone crazy. You know, outside you have hundreds of people waiting. This is just a small little group. For some reason, the press has found this to be a very interesting meeting. The biggest people in the world, they come over from countries nobody cares. But they did care about this meeting, and it was a great meeting. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. President, I was going to ask you exactly that. Why do you think there's so much more, so much excitement around this than in some form?
Because I think he's different. All right, I think he's different, and that can be in a very positive way. But I think he's different than, your typical guy runs, wins, becomes mayor maybe, and nothing exciting. Because he has a chance to really do something great for New York. New York is at a very critical point, and he does need the help of the federal government to really succeed, and we're going to be helping him. But he's different than your average candidate. He came out of nowhere. I said he has a great campaign manager standing over there. He came out of nowhere. What'd you start off at 1 or 2? And then I watched. I said, who is this guy? He was at 1, then he was at 3, then he was at 5, then he was at 9. Then he went up to 17. I said, that's getting a little bit interesting, right? And then all of a sudden he wins a primary that nobody expected he was going to win. It's a great tribute. I mean, it's an amazing thing that he did.
And that's a compliment coming from the president. You might not see it as a compliment. That's a big compliment And that probably make Mamdani smile neck to neck when he get home. He be like, "Look, you heard what the president said about me." You see, and this is a push and pull type of a job I see. And this is just, like I said, this is respect for both of them. I have more respect for Mamdani. I have even more respect for Donald Trump because he's telling you that there can be a common ground. We don't have to be enemies. Literally, if you come to the White House and talk to me, we can figure something out. I'm a deal maker, man. We can make deals. You know what I'm saying? This is your first type of job. This is your first political job. This is a big state that a big city that you're going to be running. You know, it's best we work together. There's a lot of people that I'm entwined with. There's a lot of people you want to help. Let's just work together. And that's how I see this situation here. And I don't know if you noticed, but that's a B-2 bomber right there, statue on his on his desk. Yes. That being said, man, tell me what y'all think about the Mamdani meeting with Trump. I think it was very successful. I think this is great. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I was listening to Mamdani the other day, and I was like, man, this dude is so well spoken. Like, even if he wasn't good at the job, he can talk so well. It's like presidential potential. Dead ass. He might be a communist now. Malkani, yeah, he might be a communist, but he has like presidential potential. Unfortunately, since he's not a born citizen, he can't be the president, but he can be something close because he knows how to speak. He knows how to speak for the people. This is actually what you want. Like, he's been media trained in a way very well. That's why Donald Trump's like, who's this guy? Now he's winning. I'll be honest. Maybe he could be the savior for New York City. We don't know. Y'all gonna tell me that in the comment section. Tell me what y'all think really about this situation. I actually like it. I think it's a success for the future, man. We got to be optimistic when it comes to things like this. We're better together than apart. So that's how I look at things like this, and I'm glad that they actually came. And Donald Trump, he's not gonna lie about this. If they had a bad meeting, he gonna say it. If he had an uncomfortable experience with Mamdani, he's gonna say it. He's not gonna sugarcoat it. I think they had a great meeting. You see all the smiles and shit, like they said. Way more press than it when he's damn near shook hands with Kim Jong-un. You know, more press than him going over to China or Russia Putin coming to Alaska. You know what I'm saying? This is just different. Let me read the comment here. I took my mother to NYC. Shout out to Dan. Appreciate the sub, by the way. I know you just subbed. I took my mother to NYC around 20 years ago. She passed last year, but condolences. But I couldn't take her to New York now if she was alive. The place needs help. The football player just got shot. Really? That's crazy, man. But I'll say this. New York City might be bad now, but hopefully you got new leadership, and then let's see how it changes. It's like in Chicago. We got new leadership with Brandon Johnson. It got worse. So we know he's not the guy for the job. But we got to have 4 years with this guy. Eventually, we're going to get him out of there. Great. But Mamdani, I hope that he has better leadership. And with the support of Donald Trump, that's why you need great leaders. That's the very good, important part of having a great leader. When you have a great leader, good things happen. Because then you can work together. Because I think Mamdani's first thought was like Donald Trump, evil, evil, evil. You know what I'm saying? It's New York City, blue state versus Donald Trump. But really, Donald Trump is kind of like, he's trying to help both sides in a way. I know he links right more, but he's really like, all right, man, how can we help y'all and help y'all? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like negotiating. Our past presidents wasn't doing that. It was like strictly liberal, liberal, liberal. You know what I'm saying? We weren't trying to help the red at all. We're trying to restrict guns instead of be like, there's a middle ground. We need a leader that can stay in the middle. And you know, we know he is on the red side, Donald Trump, but we need a leader that can also be in the middle and help the other people too, and kind of come to a middle ground to stop using so much funds, but at the same time help the people that want to come up too. You know what I mean? That being said, y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments section about this. It's very interesting, and I'm actually happy that they came to a middle ground as of now. Of course, I predict they will be screaming at each other later, but I think it's just a political stunt to keep like people aroused, because you know, once you get outside these walls of the White House, you got to play the role. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about that situation. It's your boy Angelo Savage. Make sure y'all subscribe. Peace.